What's up, YouTube? As you can see, looking at the cooler on the back of my ATV, I did a video. A few people were asking me how I made the bracket around it, the PVC part, and how I mounted it and everything. It was a very simple design. PVC is just cut to the size of whatever cooler you have, and it was zip tied to the rack. That's as simple as it was. I did a video on it about a year ago, and I had it on here about 5 years now, somewhere around in there, and it works great. This cooler here is a 30-quart cooler, and I wanted to go with something bigger but not extremely huge, so I ended up getting a Orca 40-quart cooler that has just a slightly larger footprint than this. Obviously it's thicker all the way around, but the footprint itself is not too much different. So today I am going to be taking this one off and mounting the new one. As far as, I already removed most of the zip ties. Just put this back on here to show you how it would sit. The cooler itself, I made this, just put a bolt through it to hold the lid shut, and also to put some bungees on there to actually hold it down. Most of the support was actually done by this bracket, this I don't know if you want to call it a cage, whatever you want to call it. That's what did most of the holding down. The zip ties have already been cut off, so all I have to do is just remove it at this point. And as you see, it's just sitting on there from that. So I'm going to remove this and get started with the new one. All right, to show you which cooler I got, this is the Orca 40-quart. Just much more room for drinks. We were always kind of having somebody wanting to put some drinks in there with ours. Gives us a little bit more room. When I'm by myself, it's plenty of room. I like that this one has the basket, so I can put some food in there without it having to be sealed up in something. But when my wife's with me, we definitely need a larger cooler to keep everything. The hardware I'm using today is very simple. I got it all set out right here. These brackets here, got off eBay. They are cooler mount brackets. I just looked up cooler mounts. It's just a hook that on this type of cooler and a lot of the roto molded coolers, it slips in like that, and then I'm going to use a turnbuckle style to hold it down. What I plan to use, and I've already kind of set it on there, seeing that it should work fine. These are, I believe, I got these off of eBay too. I believe the braking strength is 650 pounds a piece. I'm going to have 2 on each side. The idea is to take a bolt and have 1 on each slid over, using a lock nut. This is a 1/2 inch bolt, 1/2 inch by 8. Got it up at Lowe's. Once I put it on here, it's going to go below this part here underneath, and then the brackets, the 2 turnbuckles will be on each side of that, so once it's tightened down, there's no possibility of it going anywhere. So don't necessarily need to show you that part of it. I don't have my mount out here right now, so I'm kind of hard to do that with the camera in my hand too, but I'm just going to put it on real quick. Shouldn't take more than about 10 minutes to do, and then I'll come back on the video. See, got the one side on real quick. I extended them both out, hung them, put the bolt through the bottom, and now when I tighten these up, that will all that's needed, and it will snug it down. And you got a 3-point connection there that's going to make it a lot sturdier than just putting one and hoping it doesn't move forward and backwards. It'll also stay because of the fact that it's a roundless rack. There's nowhere for it to go from there. Something's going to have to break for it to come off. So there it is, all mounted up. These are I believe they go from 9 to 14 inches. I'll see if I can find the link and see if I can put it in the description. Like I said, this is a 8-inch, half-inch bolt and a lock nut. That is all there is to it. Tools I use to put it on: a 19 millimeter to hold one end of the bolt, and just use an impact to tighten down the lock nut, and the lock nut won't go anywhere. Both sides are done, and that's all it takes, and it should not go anywhere. The whole rack's going to move before the cooler does. But that's it. Just a simple thing. You can use this technique, whatever you want to call it, for pretty much any cooler. The only thing that's going to make a difference is where you're attached. A lot of them do have the same type of mounting. Some of them have 2 spots that have brackets. They make brackets for a lot of different ones, so it depends on the cooler you're going to use. Other than that, you would have to go like I did with my last one and actually put a bolt through the cooler, and then go from there. Very simple setup. Took probably 10 minutes to put that on. It is sturdy, not going anywhere. Something's gonna have to break for it to come off. This here I also had on here on my other one, so when my wife's riding, she's sitting a little further back for it's supposed to sit on here, and that cushion, it's just a boat float cushion, but it's got a valve on it so you can put however much air you want into it. You just want it to where you're not sitting your butt up against that rack. A lot of y'all might think black is not the greatest thing for the cooler. I got it just because I wanted it to match the rest of the ATV, and it's only going to be used on the ATV. So it's going to get beat up, I'm sure, dirty, everything else. It'll be all right. All right, see y'all.